Love to eat turkey, cause it's good. Love to eat turkey like a good boy should, cause it's turkey to eat so good. That clapping's messing my head up, man.
And welcome to Offended, presented by the Anything But Credible Network. It's your boy, Tricky, alongside KT KT Naked Ladyy. And with us today from the Anything But Credible podcast, we got Nick Duggan. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, man.
And for the first time on the Offended podcast from the Going Off Topic podcast, Mr. Kyle Foshe. How you doing, Kyle?
Good. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here and have a good conversation with everybody.
Yeah,
I
excited.
didn't realize that was your first timer.
First timer. Yep. This is it.
Yep, first time for Foshe. It's finally on the show, even though fuck your movie game.
I knew it was coming.
Still so salty.
I am. I'm really salty.
I know.
I have to say, it's just kind of weird that you're in the other room, like, and you're not.
I
like,
know.
next
I
to
feel
me.
super professional today. I don't know why. Every other time it's just like I just sit in the room with you and I don't know.
Yeah, you feel like
Drinking.
you're on a job interview.
Fuck
or
off,
something?
you know? Yeah. I feel like I'm really doing a podcast today.
Foshe, since this is your first time on our show, why don't you explain to the offended listeners what the Going Off Topic podcast is?
Yeah, sure. So the Going Off Topic podcast is usually it's Duggan and myself. Every once in a while we have some other network people and just some other friends of mine that come on. We basically cover just random conversations that you would have at a bar, pop culture arguments. The last episode that we did, it's a ongoing topic that we have covered. It was Vin Diesel and Robert De Niro. If you could switch those two, their movies, would they be worse, better? How would that affect the movie landscape? So, you know, you guys run our ad, but, you know, we do a lot of random stuff like that people seem to enjoy. So, yeah, check it out. Anywhere you get your podcast, Going Off Topic podcast, social media, just type that in. You'll find us. Give us a follow. We got some good stuff going on.
Nice. And I got to say, Katie and I watched Goodfellas last night or 2 nights ago, and I was trying to picture Vin Diesel in that role, and I was like, I can't do it.
No.
I just am not a fan of Vin Diesel. So are you guys all fans? Because it would just be an easy, like, oh, De Niro and everything would be better. That would be, I don't know.
I feel like we kind of started that way, and then as we talked, our conversation switched a little bit to where we were kind of like, De Niro might be too. I think it was almost like, where is De Niro? I think that it came to De Niro being too good to play the Vin Diesel roles.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
That's what we
Okay.
kind of decided that, you know, no disrespect to the Vin Diesel lovers out there, but we kind of decided that, like, we love Vin Diesel up to the level of what we love him for, which is like you get what you get, kind of. You know, you're
Yeah.
not going to expect him to be in the running for any awards. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know. I kind of think Keanu's in the same boat. I mean, Keanu's on another level, but like you know generally what you're going to get from Keanu.
Right.
You know, you're not going in
Yeah.
expecting.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, very, very surface level. It doesn't go too deep.
But the question is, though, is Fast and the Furious right now? Like, can you see anybody, not even Robert De Niro, but who's Dom Toretto if it's not Vin Diesel? I just don't even who fills that role.
It would be, let's be honest, it would be Keanu Reeves. I mean, the Fast and Furious is a ripoff of Point Break, so.
That's true. That is true.
But yeah, the whole time I was sitting there watching that, I was like, I just can't see Vin Diesel doing this. But then I was like, but I can totally see Robert De Niro sing and feel like I do. So you feel like I do? You feel like I do? Like
That's a long. That's like a long 3 hours basically of thinking of trying to fit Vin Diesel in there.
I forgot how long that movie was to where watching. I'm like, fuck. Started like early, and still didn't get over to like 10:30.
Yeah, and that's actually an aspect that we didn't even talk about. Foshe is that De Niro's got some of the longest running. His overall screen time has got to be just record setting.
Oh, it has to. It's got to be, especially with like The Irishman. Just that alone.
That's like his whole. He just needs that one movie.
Right.
He wins.
Yeah, because he's
It's like
literally in that
Pennsylvania.
entire thing. Yeah. So
Right.
Crazy.
Exactly. So with that, I guess I don't know how I'm going to transition into hockey jerseys, but so NHL.
So smooth.
Yeah, I know, right? NHL reverse retro jerseys came out this past week. Finally, what Does anybody have any takes on it? Does anybody have any takes on the Blues jerseys? I say, let's start with you, Duggan, since you're wearing the clown jersey, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
What's your take on the reverse retro jersey?
I think, we texted about this briefly outside of the pod, but I am a pro jersey person. I am actually not. Hockey Blues jerseys are literally the only jerseys that I own. I have a couple Nuggets ones, but I don't really wear basketball jerseys. It's really just hockey jerseys. So, but I'm for all retros, all different kinds. Like my theory is that if you are a franchise fan, like we're fans of the Blues franchise, I would rather have, if I look back at my whole lifetime, I would rather have a wide assortment and different options and all different styles and kinds of jerseys to look at, rather than some of the people out there that are like super picky. I feel like of, does this fit the schema? Does it fit the color blend? Does it fit I'm just like, dude, give me all of it. And you know what? Some are going to be worse than others. Some are going to be much better than others. But I think I'm thinking of it more of a collection kind of idea. Because I will tell you, there's definitely Blues jerseys that I hate. For example, I absolutely cannot stand the all navy with the white circle in the middle jersey. I hate.
I don't like. I'm not a fan either. I'm not a fan.
But I also have been seeing a lot of like the cool thing that I love about retro jerseys is, and this is really big in the NBA kind of Twitter, I guess, but people make like they actually release what the jerseys are, and then people on Twitter go and make their own custom designs and all these things. I love it. I'm like, dude, make all of that stuff.
Right.
I've seen a lot of alternate versions that are like trumpet inspired, and I've seen a lot of hate on those. But I'm all for it, man. I would take it all. So I'm just like, more, please. I will take it all. I don't know. How do you feel? I mean, you're a pretty big jersey guy, right? Like, how do you feel about just new? Even here's the other thing that people hate is that you don't really wear them that often, right? It's really just for show for a couple times. I think that might bug a lot of people. Like, where do you fall on this?
I personally love the jerseys, and I wear my hockey jerseys all the time. So, like, I personally love them. Like that new Anaheim Ducks reverse retro, I want that one so bad. It just screams 90s to me. So I want that. And I know a lot of people, like, say, like the NBA, they do like a couple of jerseys like here and there of like especially the Miami Heat, I feel like have like a ton of cool, like just unique looking jerseys. Like that Miami Vice one, I want that jersey so bad.
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing, Foshe, and I'll bring you in here because the NBA has really taken the retro jerseys and actually like really multiplied it. They actually, what they call now is they call like every year they have different versions. They call like last year was called like their city edition, and they actually make like 3 to 4 different city editions that they literally do wear like once or twice. And so the NBA has ramped it up like times 10 because one given franchise, they literally do have. I mean, I don't know. I think the Nugs right now, currently, I can think of 5 different styles just alone that they alternate and sprinkle through. Foshe, you're on the NBA side of things with me. Like, what are your feelings?
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I think the more jerseys you can get, the better. I like the crazier aspects of it. Just something to stand out. Like this Blues one I'm looking at now, it's just something to stand out. But yeah, on the NBA side of things, it'd be cool to see the NHL and other sports kind of adopt that idea too. Is like a couple years ago, the Timberwolves, who I'm a fan of, had a city-inspired jersey that was like Prince themed. So it was just so badass. Cool. It was like kind of like a darker purple, and the writing was pink. It was awesome looking. And now they have like the green that they wear. They have a blue. There's so many different jerseys, and they might only wear them like once or twice a year. But those are the games where everybody loves tuning in and checking out those jerseys. And that's the bigger thing is, why wouldn't you create more jerseys? Because you're going to be making more revenue off of these jerseys. People are for sure going to buy them. Like like you said, Todd, I'm not a fan of the Ducks, but I'm probably going to buy this Ducks jersey and just have a blanket name on the back because it's just a badass jersey. I love all of these jerseys. More jerseys, the better for me.
Right. I'm trying to think if there was like one that was like ugly. So I'm trying to, besides our Blues one, but I'm trying.
That's what I'm saying is like, I don't know, man. I think it takes a lot to like really have some. I mean, but that's the thing though. I think a lot of people would say, like, here's another example. I remember when all the college basketball, maybe the last even 2 years, they really started going with these super bright neon colors, like lime green, like highlighter yellow, super bright pink, and people were freaking out. My thing is like, if you're gonna have a jersey that you're wearing for a sporting event, why not go all over the place? Why not go way to the extremes? Right. I think that really bugs people. Like a good example of this is the Nuggets, right? The Nuggets they were known for their powder blue jerseys. They were the only team in the NBA that had that level, that powder blue. And then they did a complete color scheme overall. Now we're boring navy. Every team has navy. Everybody. So it's just like, I don't know. I feel like they want to do it. But here's my biggest push for the Blues specifically. Out of all the sports teams that I rep and wear, I think the Blues, they are the worst outside of jerseys. They are like the worst apparel franchise I've ever seen. Like, they make the lamest clothes and hats and all this stuff out of all these. I don't know why. So my push is like, if you can make a few retro jerseys, I want to see you spin that off into other shirts and hoodies and hats that can apply to those. You know, like the Nugs, they had their City Edition, which is an all black jersey. They never wear all black, but then they were able to spin off all black hoodies and all black hats, you know. I just want the Blues to push it because I just want more and better apparel from them. Why is the Blues clothes so lame? I don't understand.
I do agree with you on that, especially like their apparel and stuff. And I had there's like one shirt that I saw last year that I bought. It's like a tie-dye looking, like blue tie-dye shirt. It looks like it's from the 90s, like the way everything is, like the Stanley Cup logo and everything. I'll have to send it to you after this. I remember I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest blue shirt ever. And I agree with you. They don't make cool like shirts. I don't get it.
Yeah, we always, my dad always asked for Christmas, so that's for like a Cardinals hoodie or something, or a Blues hoodie. And it's always like, even the Cardinals stuff, it's always just super plain. It's like the logo, or it just says like St. Louis Cardinals, property of the MLB, which those are cool. But yeah, I want something. I'm always looking for something that's like, oh, when I go to go to a game or go to the store or something, somebody sees it and they're like, oh man, that's super unique. Like, I've never seen that before. But I feel like the NBA is really the only place where you can find, like, outside of the jerseys, you can find some of that different apparel that's like, oh, they wear this on the court, or they do, it's just different stuff. NHL and MLB and even the NFL, it's kind of all just same stuff, same colors, same writing, all that stuff.
Right. Katie, do you have any opinions now that you're back? Do you have any opinions on the Blues, like, new reverse retro jerseys?
I don't like them. I mean, I agree with Duggan where it's like, why not give it? I'd rather it be more diverse and more interesting versus all the same. Because then you can kind of pick and choose what you like, and then you're not stuck with all the same cookie cutter things. So I like them. I think they're kind of cool. I don't know why people are so angry that they're red. I don't really get that.
That was going to be my next point here, is for the whole group here. Like, what's the argument against any retro or multiple jerseys? What's the big arguments?
It's so funny to me that, like, so many people are freaking out over these jerseys, and it's like, what do these people not understand about the concept of a reverse retro? You're just you're reversing the color scheme. That's the whole fucking point. Like why are you guys, like, not getting this concept? Like, and they don't know that every team does it too. Like, that's the crazy thing.
And that's the weird part to me, is I think people go so hard. I actually think Katie hit it around the head. There's like, I feel like people go so hard about this color scheme. They're like, oh, it doesn't fit the what? Okay, like, why can't the Blues have black jerseys one year? Like, why not? I don't know. I mean, they're always going to have blue incorporated in it. We're always going to have white. We'll have yellow and red in some form. You know, I mean, it's always going to be there. It's like, why? And we're not talking about, like I just said, the Nugs, they actually did change their entire scheme. Like, they incorporated colors that they've never had before, and they did it across the board. Like, they actually brought yellows. We had yellow, but they actually brought, like, a lot of prominent red in there. We were never really a red team. But the Blues aren't, I mean, we're not talking about doing that. We're not talking about changing everything. It's just like, hey, we're having a little fun, you know?
It's one jersey.
Yeah.
It's one jersey.
Right. And not to mention, like, I know people are like, well, we're the fucking St. Louis Blues, not the St. Louis Reds. I go, hey, I just kind of want to let you guys know the blues means that's like, we're like a genre of music, not the color, you dumbasses.
Yes.
And the other thing is, it's like, what are they going to wear these jerseys, like, 5 times max this year? It's like, if you don't want to
probably less than that.
It's like, just don't watch the game or whatever.
Right.
Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, and I just had a conversation the other day about this, because it was saying about how much, I guess, feedback that we first, which I don't remember, maybe Todd and Katie, maybe you guys do, but when the Blues first released, I think it might have been even for the Winter Classic, but the Blues baby blue unis, me too. Those. I just think they're so but a lot of people, I don't. The conversation I was having was not a positive one. I'm like,
really?
Why not? It's so different. I like it.
I wish, like, our Winter Classic jerseys were our actual just home jerseys.
Me too.
Like, I love those. I love those. But yeah, besides from the Blues, Carolina bringing out those Hartford Whalers jerseys for the reverse retro. Love those. The Colorado Avalanche bringing back the Nordiques.
The Avs are great. Yeah,
Those are awesome.
Who do you think won? Who do you think out of all of them? Who do you think is the winner is for best retro, reverse retro?
That's a good question.
I mean, I like the Kings, just the purple and yellow. It's just like so, it's just LA, and I like the Wild too with the white and green. Those are pretty sick.
Right. The
because
North Stars.
I actually like those so much more than their normal jersey.
Oh, yeah.
It's like come on, man.
I think the winner, I don't know. The Rangers are awesome because it's just they brought back like that Statue of Liberty logo. Those New Jersey Devils jerseys, Duggan. Didn't you like those?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Trying to think. A lot of people are loving that the Florida Panthers brought back that 90s logo. But I don't know. I just think like this is just a good thing for the NHL. It's just like you guys said. It's bringing something that's different and fun to the league that like I think really needs it. That doesn't really have like a lot of fun in my opinion.
No, definitely.
And like I think kind of the starting point for that was kind of naming the Seattle team the Kraken. Like I love that they named them that. Like finally they're going with something that's fun that people can just joke around about too. Like I love that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I don't want to be comparing everything to the NBA because that's obviously not fair. But I will tell you, I am literally only a two-sport guy. I have no idea what's happening in anything other than basketball and hockey. And just between the two, it is so clear. And you can just go on to any sports site ever that sells clothes and look up a basketball team compared to a hockey team, and the chances and just overall variety that you'll see is like a 5x. I'm not joking. Like, and the NBA went so hard into apparel and all of these different. They like we said before, they took all these color schemes, made it their own lines, and the hockey. I just feel like we need to step up. We need, like you said, we need to make the clothing more fun. Like make it better.
Exactly. Totally agree. 100% agree. All right. So let's move on now. Let's go into our face and heel of the week. KT KT Naked Ladyy, do you want to start it off?
I'll start it off.
By the way, is your connection good now? Are you good?
Yeah, it was fine, and then all of a sudden it went black, and then I was like, "Is he still talking in the other room?" So I just sat here.
It was weird because I saw it was weird though. As I saw Todd, he like reached down. It looked like there might have been an internet modem or something on a router maybe, and I saw like
I just unplugged her cord. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something.
My face and heel. So I know you guys probably don't watch a lot of wrestling or AEW, but on AEW right now,
I don't.
Not you, dumbass. on AEW right now, they're doing bits with Jericho being in Vegas, and that's my face because it's fucking hilarious. It's like The Hangover with wrestling, and I don't know, just Jericho being Jericho. So that's my face. My heel is that I fucking just turned 30 this week.
Oh, happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, what you remember when you're being like 17, you're like, man, 30 is so old. They have their life together. They've like married with kids and I don't know, a bomb ass job. And I'm like, wow, I got none of that. This is
I got to be honest with you. Mine's coming up in about a week and a half, and it's going to take some time to recover for me personally.
I think I'm going through a midlife crisis at 30. I think anything after 30 will be fine, but I think I just had such high expectations for being a responsible adult. And it's just not there. It's just not happening.
I'm with you on that 100%. I'm right there with you.
So that's my fucking heel, being 30.
Foshe, you want to go next?
Yeah. So I thought about this, I feel like way too hard, and I had a lot of different thoughts.
Yes.
That's usually me, honestly. I overthink it 100%
so
every week.
I'm hoping that I do okay here to everybody. So my face is a gentleman by the name of Shea Serrano. I know Duggan knows him. I know Duggan knows my love for him. He works at The Ringer as like a writer, does podcasts, but he's just a great podcaster, great author. He's a 2-time New York bestseller. He has a book, The Rap Yearbook, Movies and Other Things, Basketball and Other Things. And he just looks at, if you're wondering what the Going Off Topic podcast is, just look at some of these chapters that he writes. You don't have to read them. Just look at the chapter titles, and it's a lot of what we cover. And he's also just a great shit talker. People go on there and
Nice.
he's a Mexican gentleman. He hates Trump, talks a lot of shit on Trump. People get in his mentions and talks a lot of shit to them. People donate money to him, and then he turns right around and uses it to sponsor things that Trump goes against. So Shea Serrano is my face. My heel, I had just a couple things I'm going to run through real quick. always Trump. Anyone who hates NHL alternate jerseys. Sony and anyone who is selling the PS5, you can all. But the man that I'm going to hit this week is our governor, Mike Parsons. Did you all hear the comment that he made a couple days ago?
Yes, I actually bitched to Katie about this. I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about because this fucking pissed me off too.
I don't talk politics on my podcast, but I know that you guys kind of talk politics. I try to keep things as close to the vest as possible. But this man came out and said that a statewide mask mandate could possibly lead to a vaccine mandate. And Ellen told me that, and I was sitting on the couch, and I legitimately got up and walked into the room. It was just so irrationally angry. I was like, first of all, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And second of all, great. We should all probably get vaccinated against COVID. So this shit doesn't happen again. It was just one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. So that's where I'm going for that one.
Oh, I'm so happy you said that. I literally, literally when that came out the other day, I walked into Katie's room. I go, "Did you fucking read this?"
It's just unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. So
the shit is wild.
Yeah, it's out of control. I mean, it really is. That's what when you get people in leadership that don't know how to lead, we go down this path. So, Shea Serrano is my face, and our governor Parsons is my heel. So, I'll end it there.
I really kind of want to get just a diehard, some random person I don't know, like Trump supporter on here, and not tell him, and to bring us all on.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Some aren't bad. They're some of my friends. God damn it, I hate this. Wait, Duggan, what do you got?
My face is Katie, actually, because I gotta tell you, I don't know a lot of wrestling, but it's just been impressive, the picks that have been happening over the course of this podcast. And I gotta be honest with you, Tricky and Stoutsy, I'm just gonna lay it straight for you, man. You guys gotta step your game up. It's getting embarrassing, and it's on the other side of that, Katie. I'm very impressed. I really
Thank you.
I don't know if you've always been a wrestling person or if you've come in. See, and that's what I thought. And so I'm just like, that's coming into the game, and that's going straight to the top, in my opinion. So shout out to you. That's impressive.
Damn straight.
With your most recent victory too, which was I don't know. It kind of seemed like a domination. It wasn't even really that close of a battle.
You won by one.
Hold on though. In the past,
it's not like the movie game where I got fucking screwed at the end.
In the past, I've been like, Tricky, who is this wrestler? I don't know this wrestler. Give me a little bit of background. Like, I usually have to have like a little bit of a
cheat sheet.
Lesson. I guess a cheat sheet. And it's like, I still pick my own, okay? But the last 2 or 3 AEW ones, I'm like, I got this, and I kick your ass every time.
You want to know why? It's because you actually like AEW. You don't like WWE. So I don't have to fill you in on anything in AEW because you pay attention to that.
Yeah. So I'm just better than you, MJF.
I don't know what it seems like, to be honest with you. And that's going to actually segue to my heel of the week, which is none other than Tricky himself. Because
he has been asking for it.
I know, I have been. Can't even lie.
Obviously, for anybody who's a fan of the network has listened to the Going Off Topic podcast when we had the movie game, but such bold claims, and this is what the crazy part is, in so many different forms of media, verbally on his own podcast, on Twitter, through text. There might even been some Facebook posts. I know that we were getting personal text messages, almost to the point of threatening, and I was intimidated. I let the overwhelming sense of confidence kind of pressure me into what I would consider not my best performance. But to see Todd not pull it out, I gotta say, and then that combined with losing the wrestling picks, I'm like, oh man, I just don't know what to believe anymore. On top of that, I honestly don't even want to say it because I'm going to get emotional. But the whole Blair Witch thing, this whole Blair Witch thing, I've never met somebody.
You started this by saying Back to the Future was not a good movie. You said it was just meh.
I've never seen somebody who, sure, there's been plenty of people who did not like the Blair Witch Project. I'm sure, but never so adamantly opposed and just downright, honestly disrespectful to one of the all-time game changers in the film industry. When I say that I lost legitimate sleep, Todd, to the Blair Witch comments.
Talk about Back to the Future?
I'm not lying. No, we don't. That doesn't even. We can just sweep that under the rug. We'll just move past that. So all in all, that's probably the longest that I'm gonna run on here for a heel. But yeah, the heel of the week is Todd. And then I also wrote down another thing before I thought about how disrespectful he has been on about the Blair Witch Project was a Thanksgiving theme, because then I for 1 second my brain remembered that we were doing Thanksgiving stuff, and the other heel is light meat turkey. I don't get that. I don't get why you wouldn't just get the dark turkey. That's
You don't
it.
like light meat turkey?
That should have been in our brackets.
It's just like if my mom's family side always did like, here's a light turkey, here's the dark turkey. Nobody ever eats the light turkey. I don't know if it's just an Italian thing or what. I don't know, but the dark meat goes, man. And that actually brings up one of the questions that I'm gonna ask when we get to the bracket, because I got to know some things. I got Thanksgiving food questions for you, but
Okay.
Those are my heels.
Okay.
Sorry.
Might have to change my heel. But my face of the week is Tom and Jerry. They're back. I'm loving it. The movie looks fantastic. I think it's hilarious, though, that if you read some of like the negative comments towards the new Tom and Jerry movie coming out, people are like, what's up with this animation? Why don't they just go full CGI? It's like, have you guys never watched a Tom and Jerry cartoon? This is pretty awesome that they're going back to like that animation. Warner Brothers is coming out with some fucking heat next year. We got Tom and Jerry. We got Space Jam 2. Animaniacs comes back this weekend. I think, didn't they announce something else too? I think the Fresh Prince reunion just happened. Wonder Woman's getting dropped on HBO Max. Like, Warner Brothers is finally pumping out like some of the classics again. I love it. Love seeing it. Can't wait for Tom and Jerry. It's like my favorite cartoon growing up. I can't wait for that. My heel of the week. You know what? It was going to be something else.
Oh, don't be a pussy. Say your original one.
I was just going to say, I forgot about Duggan saying that 80s music sucks.
Oh, well, hold on. I've had so many conversations about this. I didn't say that. I just said that if you look at every decade out of the last 5 decades, which technically I didn't say that in the original tweet. I tried to clarify that later on. But the idea behind it was that if you took the last 5 decades, in my opinion, it would be in the last slot. I got nothing against 80s music overall, but if you're comparing it to the other decades around it, I don't know. I don't think it holds up personally. But
I mean, U2, David Bowie, Prince, no big deal. Okay, but anyway, but my real heel of the week is Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro for going after Harry Styles for wearing a dress on Vogue magazine, and they're saying like it's dropping the male masculinity. When it's like, have you guys never seen like a David Bowie concert or a Prince concert or even Nirvana? Like, Kurt Cobain wore dresses all the time, and he was the most grunge you can get. Like, I just don't. Kanye West even wears skirts like when he performs. I don't understand this logic at all. So I don't know. I just can't stand it. Does anybody else have any thoughts on this, Katie? I know, like, I feel like you do. I mean, you're wearing a David Bowie shirt.
Katie, fill us in, because I didn't read the whole article, but wasn't the article basically explaining what was actually the whole point of what he was trying to explain?
So why he was this bitch, okay, is a toxic Christian woman, okay? She's like, I'm going to take the Bible and I'm going to spin it to all of my white Christian beliefs, even though I'm not white, and try to oppress other people. So that's this bitch, okay? And then she's like out there. I saw this like fucking TikTok girl like put her to shame. She's in like a blazer with no bra and like a pantsuit. And she's like, okay, if Harry Styles can't wear a dress, you can't wear a men's blazer with no fucking bra, you fucking classless bitch. Like, you gotta pick one side or the other. Either you're super fucking conservative and you're like, these are my values and sticking hard to them, men shouldn't wear dresses. But like, then on the same side, like, I don't know, go fucking put on a bra and some long sleeves and wear a skirt down to your ankles. Like, you can't wear men's clothes and then say fuck guys who wear women's clothes.
Katie, bringing the heat this episode.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Double standards fucking piss me off. And 2, nobody asked you for your fucking opinion. She's like pulling a Tommy Lauren like bullshit where she thinks just because she's pretty and young and a woman that has some sort of Christian, I'm air quoting, Christian values, like that she has her opinions are better than other people. Like, what?
Right.
Fuck off. So that's my opinion.
We're gonna offended its name tonight. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think, Todd, you put it out too. Like this has happened all across the plane of everything, media, entertainment, people in general. I'm sure back in the day, people used to wear stuff like that all the time. Honestly, like who knows? But I also remember like that's one of the things. Like I'm not a huge Young Thug music guy, but he was the same way. Like he started wearing dresses and stuff. It's actually one of the covers of his albums. The hip hop industry was not happy, all that stuff, but he was just like, dude, I'm gonna do me. Like I don't care. I was like, okay, I gotta respect that.
And if you look at cultures like around the world, like from the beginning of like fucking humanity, like skirts have been in certain cultures like not masculine or feminine. They're just like worn across genders. And like, so like, for example, like just straight up like Native American culture, and it's not every tribe or anything like that, but like the chiefs are wearing skirt. I don't even want to call them skirts because I don't know what they're technically called, but it's like they're not wearing fucking pants because it's not in their fucking culture. And then you think over in Asia and everything like that, it's like men used to wear skirts all the time, and it was a sign of power and wealth and
and I mean that's kind of what like basically what kilts are, right? I mean that's kind of basically
did Jesus not wear a skirt?
That's why I just feel like for somebody like me who's if I'm back in the old days like that, and I'm just a naturally kind of lazy person, and I don't want to be completely naked, I'm just gonna grab something just to wrap around my waist, and and then I'm good to go.
And ride it out,
Yeah.
Right. And one last thing on Harry Styles. I just want to ask you guys this, see if you guys agree with me on this. When he put out his first album, he came out. I forget where he performed at, but he came out and everyone was freaking out, like screaming, like crying, like he was on stage and stuff. I'm like, fuck, like I can't think of another time in recent memory than like the Beatles that were like that. Is Harry Styles, I thought he was going to be like kind of like a second coming of like a Paul McCartney or John Lennon in a way, because his new music totally isn't like poppy at all. It's more rock and roll and like very, I don't even know what I'm trying to go for, like classical rock and roll, I guess. And then his second album came out and he's totally like almost went into the David Bowie like aspect of things. And how he presents himself, he reminds me of a young David Bowie now, like big young David Bowie. Do you think he's going to become one of the biggest like musicians like in the world?
I honestly am not super sure. I don't really listened to a whole lot of him. I know like everybody talks about him and he's trending all the time, but so I don't really know, but I know that I did see him live. I took my sister to One Direction when they were here. So at the Dome. So I did see him live. I have my movie ticket if anybody wants to buy that when he becomes even famous or something. Just let me know.
Well, that's what I was gonna. Oh, sorry, Todd. I was gonna say is like I'm not super privy to his music either. Like that's just not my kind of genre. But I think he's definitely got potential. He's already just I mean, he's already like a massively worldwide known person. So just that alone, I think so. Yeah, why not?
Right. It's like for me, like now that it just clicked in my brain. He's just the next Justin Timberlake. He went from a boy band into just pop culture icon that's like just taking over the world in a way. It's like,
the thing with JT though is that he after that though, and this is where I'm gonna leave this over for Katie because I just don't know, but like JT went on and made absolute bangers by himself. Like he actually catapulted to a whole nother level. So I don't know. Is Harry already there? I'm not sure.
He might be, and I honestly, he's so talented. Anyways, I could see him starting to do movies and things like that too.
Yeah,
he was hilarious on Saturday Night Live when he was on a couple times. Like he can do some great impressions. Like
that's a good point.
He was already in Dunkirk, right? I mean, he was in that.
Oh,
was
yeah.
a pretty big role. So yeah, I could definitely see him branching out and doing some more things.
I forgot he was in that movie. That's such a good movie. That's an underrated Christopher Nolan movie.
For sure. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it.
See,
that's good.
That whole thing is interesting though, because like Foshe had a good point. Like if you say, "Oh, One Direction," it's like, okay. But if you say, "Oh no, just without that," it's like Harry Styles. Like we're talking about, everyone's like, "Yeah, okay." You know what I mean? I feel like generally, it's
like NSYNC and Justin Timberlake. Like
exactly. That's true.
Right, like "Adore You" by Harry Styles, fucking banger. I could listen to that song all day. All right. Speaking of Harry Styles and "Adore You," let's get into songs of the week. You can go download or you can go listen to our playlist exclusively on Spotify. Defender Presents Songs of the Week, which I updated the logo finally on it. Don't have to see that PWP shit on there anymore. Still can't figure out how to change my iTunes thing. And I even emailed them and everything. They're like, it's just the format's it's not right. I'm like, well, it's popping up everywhere else. Like,
yeah, I think they have a weird disconnect between like all of their apps and specifically their like website images, if that makes sense. Like, Foshe kind of has the same thing because if you search going off topic,
his
it
old
has
logo comes up.
Exactly, but it's the new one is everywhere else, even on their own Apple the podcast app.
That's how mine is. We have the same exact issue going on. I don't understand like what's going on, and it just bugs me because it's the PWP logo still comes up. So when I share an episode, it's like they're getting free advertising. I'm like, I don't want that to happen. Like, I don't use them anymore. Fuck them.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves with, and I know this is a side thing, but one of my biggest things is this Apple Podcast app is the biggest podcast app in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
But sharing that to a Facebook or a Twitter, if you have multiple Facebook pages or multiple Twitter pages, it should be so simple. It really should be.
Right. And I guess I should tell you guys real quick. We might have to do the 40-minute thing again one more time. I would imagine, just with how we go. Unoffended. We just kind of Joe Rogan it, just
well, then you got to shut me up then, because that's the problem. I'm taking us down these rabbit holes. You got to be like, Duggan, stop talking.
I like it though. It's good fucking content. I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just listen.
All right. Foshe, you want to start us off with your first song of the week?
Yeah, sure. So my first song of the week is a 2006 classic that I completely forgot about. It is a song from Field Mob and Sierra called So What? Does anybody remember this song?
Yes, I do.
No.
I completely forgot about this song until a couple days ago. Somebody on another podcast I was listening to was talking about it, and I was like, my God, I pulled it up. I just downloaded it immediately, and I've listened to it probably 10 times since last week. It is just a classic throwback.
It's a banger.
2006. I mean, just an old school Sierra before she was,
classic.
anything. It's great. Yeah, check it out if you don't know what it is.
I thought you were about to pull out some Craig David. I was about to be excited for a second.
I did listen to Craig David a couple days ago, and I was riding the Peloton. It was on the playlist. I was like, oh, the first song. Got to listen to that one. Got to write that.
Dukes, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna. I always find a way to cheat at these games, so I'm definitely gonna cheat. But I said this on the last podcast that the ABC Pod did, but Bryson Tiller, as an R&B artist, he came out with another his latest album called Anniversary, and honestly, I'm a psychotic Bryson Tiller fan. I love this guy so much. So really, it should be the whole album. It's called Anniversary. It's really, really great. But if you were to pick a song, one of the songs is called Always Forever. And man, Bryson Tiller, dude, not your normal R&B. He's kind of almost named this new subgenre called trap soul. So it's like a soul of the R&B with the beats and the 808s and everything from the normal trap hip hop music. It's a great combination. He can really sing, and man, constantly on repeat. So Anniversary from Bryson Tiller, you gotta have that on there.
Nice.
All right.
When I heard you say Always Forever, my mind immediately went to Donna Lewis. Love You Always Forever. If you guys know that 90s song.
Okay, well,
song.
this one's I would say this one is a little bit on the other side of just
It's
about
nothing like
everything.
Katie, what do you got?
Elastic Days by Jay Macias. Am I saying that right? Jay Macias.
I can't.
No.
I don't know. We don't know who that. It's an indie artist, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Did I play this? Did I pick the song for you or something?
a long time ago you did. It's
I can't wait to check it out.
yeah, it's great. It's good. This isn't my forte on the podcast.
We know that's her description of the song.
That's it. That's all I have for you.
That's fair.
Song.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way. So I always want to do like music stuff with Duggan, and going off topic, and he goes so deep on these things. And I just sit back and I'm just gonna let him talk about all these music.
I mean, you did
Explain
come
it.
out.
It's amazing.
You did come out with yours. This is a 2006 classic hit, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Well, yeah,
It'd be the worst again.
I could tell you like what genre and what year it is, but Duggan will tell you. I mean, he listens just the back. He'll tell you like he's talking about with the Bryson Tiller song, just the background and all these beats and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's amazing to listen to. So I know whenever he's on, he's always talking deep with music.
That's all Todd wants. He wants more from me, and I'm like, I don't. This is all I got.
It's good. Yeah.
Just gotta email just now saying SiriusXM is introducing the podcasts. So looks like we got another platform to get on, boys.
Hey, let's go.
I like it.
Let's go.
But I cheated this week. I have 6 songs. So I'm going to say 2 songs real quick. One, obviously, just got to say it. Adam Sandler, the Thanksgiving song.
Yeah.
It's got to go with that. It's just an absolute classic.
Yeah.
It's a banger. And my next song is going to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, just because they had their reunion special drop like really early too. I don't think it was supposed to drop for like another 2 weeks, and HBO Max just like, it's out. So
wow. Once you start talking about old Will Smith rapping, immediately Foshe, he might pass out right now.
I do love Will Smith. I just started watching Fresh Prince from the beginning. So
oh, it's so good. I have all the seasons on DVD. It's one of my all-time favorite shows.
yeah, classic.
So I'm definitely watching the reunion special after we're done here tonight. Can't wait. All right, Foshe, what's your next song?
Okay, so my next one is the next couple that I have. The only way that I really listen to new music is from NPR's Tiny Desk concert. I listen to
I love that.
the
So
podcast
good.
comes out. I listen to these people play 3 or 4 songs, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna check them out. This is one from that. This gentleman is, I think his name is Raul Midion. The song is called "You're the One." It's jazz, smooth. So genres that Google has him down as is smooth jazz, Latin jazz, and Latin pop. Something just totally different than what I normally listen to. I definitely recommend checking him out. He just dropped a new album, I think, pretty recently. It's on Apple Music. So Raul Midon, Midon is how you spell his name. So check him out.
Nice. Dukes, what do you got?
Yeah, my next one is kind of random, to be honest with you. It's more R&B because I think deep down I really do. I love hip hop, but I think I'm an R&B guy. I don't really know really, but Mario. I don't know if you guys remember Mario, the singer, but man, I used to love Mario so much. He had some really really bangers. And then he just kind of disappeared for a while, and he came out with a new album like 3.5, 4 weeks ago. The album's called Closer to Mars, and I went in listening to this like, okay, we're talking washed Mario, I'm like, but dude, I gotta say, I was impressed. I got some old school Mario vibes. So the song that I'm picking here it's literally called Mars, and I'm just gonna leave it at this. It reminded me of old mid 2000s Mario, which is like the old "Let Me Love You" Mario, the radio.
Could not think of the song.
The radio Mario. It took me right back there, and it's really
love
great.
that song. That's such a good song.
Yeah.
I get that confused with Miguel's "Adore You," which I really like. I love that song too. And if you guys haven't checked it out, if you guys have Spotify, I don't know if you do, but Miguel did a Spotify sessions where he like did that song acoustically. It is so good, so good.
Miguel's
Dude
awesome.
can sing.
He's awesome. Yeah.
KT?
Losing Touch by the Killers.
Ooh.
That is such a good song off Day and Age. It's such a good song. That's my favorite Killers album. I love that song.
Katie, would you say that is as far as music like genres go, is that your sweet spot? That type of music? Like, what's your go-to? What would you say your music style is go-to?
It just depends on the day. I think it's easier for me to say I don't like certain styles, like country, not my jam, and then also like R&B. I don't know. R&B and rap, it's like I have to be in the right mood. It's got to be the right song.
I get you.
But everything else, I'm just like, oh yeah, I love the 70s. Oh yeah, Backstreet Boys, let's play it. So
well, for you, like you recently just said, like U2 and the 1975 are like your go-to. Like you feel like their catalogs are like perfect almost.
Yeah, I feel like I could listen to them and listen to almost every song that they've played and enjoy it versus like other artists like Queen. Don't get me wrong, I love Queen, but you let like 50% or 75% of their album, I'm like, I love these. And then the other ones, I'm like, this is a little strange.
I agree with that. Once you start like getting in the deep dives of Queen, you're kind of like, it isn't the greatest, but their hits are absolutely amazing.
You're right. I think that's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
My next song, I'm going to go with, so I was listening to Song Explorer today. They had dropped another episode with Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas. And I'm going to go with her new song that came out though, Therefore I Am. But if you guys check it out, the new song exploded with Billie Eilish covering was it Everything I Wanted. Didn't realize what that song was about. That song is sad as shit. Like, holy shit. Oh my gosh, it's all about like her having a dream about like killing herself and stuff. And it's just like, whoa, that is not what I thought that song was about, like at all. Like I thought it was just about being famous and then being depressed.
Billy gets deep, man.
Mhm.
She gets deep. She's young. She goes deep for being so young. It's kind of wild.
That episode actually made me like both of them like a lot more though. Like they seem cool and down to earth, and like that they actually like really care about each other, and not they're not just in it together for the money. Like they actually like are in it to like make good music.
You know, Todd, honestly, I could see you rocking some green strips in your hair, kind of like Billy. I could kind of see that.
I thought about it.
I could see you got
Right down the middle.
You got your own style. You got your own swag. I could definitely see you incorporating that. And I'm serious.
He does have his own swag, so
I like it.
He'll come in. He'll be wearing some random, I don't know, tie dye, something with, I don't know. And he's like, "Does it look good?" I'm like, "You could probably wear anything, and it wouldn't look bad." I don't know how
even
to
my
tell you that.
pants are even tie dye right now.
I know.
Love tie dye.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
so happy it's back in style too.
I remember the first time that I met you, I was like, damn, this dude's got his own style. I like that. I appreciate that when people kind of stick to their own thing, man. That's cool.
It's like what Mookie said on my Facebook the other day. Your fashion choices are out of style. I'm like, fuck you, man. All right, Foshe, back to you. What's your, it's just 3, right? Yeah.
Number 3. Another Tiny Desk person that I checked out, R&B hip hop, called Songs About You, from the album Industry Games, from Chica. She is a female R&B hip hop kind of. She's great. I didn't know anything about her, and like I said, then heard that Tiny Desk, and I was like, oh, I'm all the way in on this person. She's still super young. I think they said she was like, she was born in 97. So
I think she's like 21 or something.
Yeah, 20. Yeah,
What?
23. It says on here. I have Google pulled up.
Oh, that makes me nauseous. Born in 97 and they're 21.
I know.
How about the NBA players that are getting drafted? They're born in like
I
2000.
know.
Yeah.
No, there was a couple guys actually. Was one of them? I think this year was the youngest one. He literally in April turned 19.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, doesn't make you feel great, but
No.
yeah.
Happy birthday,
Chica, for
Katie.
sure.
I know. Fuck.
But yeah, Foshe, if you want to check out, if you haven't any other Tiny Desk concerts, the National, and I want to say Elvi have another one, but it's the lead singer from the National. He's in like a side project band called Elvi.
Nice.
Those two are really good if you want to check those out.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time Tiny Desk comes on, I at least check them out, and then I most of the time I listen to them all the way through, but kind of at the very beginning, it's like, oh, I'm not really feeling this. But most of the time, it's like I always listen to them, and then I always go to Apple Music and just download whatever their newest album was.
Right.
That should be a whole separate episode, honestly, because Tiny Desk is an amazing thing where even people like, it come to mind, they do a totally different performance, live music, like even hip hop guys, like Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs is this rapper. He's this like really trap, like hardcore, like thug. Like I listen to him, like he's like a workout hip hop. Like this guy goes hard, and I love him. He had a Tiny Desk, and it was like trumpets and saxophones, and I loved it. It was a totally different switch up. And dude, Tiny Desk is the real deal.
I was gonna say, I think Gambino had something like that too, where off his second album that was just so good.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, obviously after Mac RIP, like Mac Miller's is basically iconic now.
His was so good.
So good.
I think T-Pain's is pretty much like solid.
Yeah.
I mean, these artists that people just didn't even really expect to ever do it.
Right.
Build it,
Right. Right. Dukes, what's your third song?
Okay, so this is gonna be a quick one, I promise. But this is like my cheat song. This is like my popular radio cheat song. And this is Drake. It's Laugh Now, Cry Later. I know that it's old. I know that it's blown up. I get it. But this is a song. And Foshe, I'm sorry, man. I know that you got to hold your hatred for Drake here for a second. But it's just one of those songs that every time it comes on, I'm not a replayer. I could play that song 45 times in a row. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. It's just everything about it. I think Drake's unbelievable, and I think that this is just another masterpiece in his collection, to be honest with you.
So
Ricky, you need to show him the MJF.
I was just about to say, so that's literally what I was just going to say. So last week on wrestling, there's this guy, his name is MJF, and he's getting inducted in. He beat Chris Jericho at the pay-per-views. So the whole stipulation was if he beats Chris Jericho, he gets to join Chris Jericho's group. This is stemming off of their Dinner Debonair skit.
Okay. Yeah. I like that guy. Wait, this is the
MJF
guy in the white
Yeah.
in the white suit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that guy.
So during his acceptance speech into the inner circle, he was like starts quoting a Drake song, and he says like all these lyrics from Drake, and like one of the guys grabs the mic. He's like, "Really, Chris? You gonna listen to this guy? He's quoting Drake. He's quoting Drake." And MJF goes, "First of all, I don't even know who the hell Drake is. That what you said? I don't even know who he is." And he goes, "But anyway, started from the bottom, and now I'm here, and I love to be here."
Love
So
it.
great.
Love it. Yeah, me and Foshe go back and forth, but I just think, as far as the history books of music, you can't deny him. Foshe, you can't deny him.
Yeah, there you go. I do like goes right foot up, left foot slide. Even though I know
That's
song's
one song I
terrible.
can't get
The,
into.
the Tootsie
That's-
Slide?
Yeah, the Tootsie Slide. There it is. Yeah, I can remember the name.
Yeah, that one disappeared real quick.
It
I think
did. It blew
Well,
up.
see,
Here,
that was a
go.
weird one because I think he purposely made it for like Instagram and TikTok, and then it
Mhm.
like actually made its way to the radio, of course, because it's Drake. And I think honestly that was just like a complete fuck around song for him that turned into
Money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Well, and also at the same time when that song came out, it was right at the beginning of COVID when nobody was going out too. I feel like if it got released maybe like a month ago when people started going out again, I feel like you would hear that song
Yeah.
constantly again.
Well, it was also extra depressing because the video that they made for it was literally him just walking through his
I
house.
thought it
just
was cool as shit.
gracefully dancing. Yeah, no, it was, but it was just so that man's house is
Right?
it's just just I was like, Jesus, Drake, do you gotta flex like this on me, man? You gotta flex on me, man.
One room in his house is as big as my house that I'm in right
Oh.
now. Like,
That room that we was in was like no joke. Those were like 40-foot ceilings.
right. Yeah, it's insane. Fuck you, Drake. I hate you. Katie, what's your next song?
My next song is "Can't Stop" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nice.
Oh.
It's such a good song. Good
Yeah.
song. I don't think
Yeah.
that's how it goes, but that's a good song.
Yeah. Isn't it? Or am I singing the wrong one?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but
Yeah, do it. Do
I don't
it.
know. Just go look at WrestleMania theme songs. It's on there.
Love that.
I'm so good
Uh,
at songs of the
I
week.
know it's one of my favorite things I make you do. I think I continue to do songs of the week just so I can hear your explanations.
Because
for the
I hate it
songs.
so much.
Right. My next song is, I'm just gonna be quick. It's just an indie song. It's really good. The name of the band is called Dad Sports, and the song is called Out for a Breather. It's a really chill indie song. It's totally up my alley for like the type of music that I just absolutely love. I highly recommend checking that out.
It's an interesting band name. I kind of
I
like
love
I
it.
know
Yeah.
Dad Sports.
Love
And
that, yeah.
All their stuff is like lowercase too. Like nothing's capitalized.
I like it.
Cool. All right, Foshe, what's your next song?
Okay, so my next one is from the winner of the TV show on Netflix, Rhythm and Flow. I don't know if anybody watched that. It was like American Idol, but for all hip hop. Cardi B, T.I., Chance the Rapper went to cities around the country and picked their favorite people and brought them for a big contest. It is from the winner of that. His name is D Smoke. It's called No Commas. It's a very it's a great song. It talks a lot about starts off with some police brutality against a gentleman, and talks a lot about what's going on in America right now and how it is being a black. He's like 35, I think. He's like one of the older guys on the show. Ended up winning. Has gone on to do songs with Snoop Dogg and has done a lot of big things. So check out D Smoke. All of his stuff is really good, but this song, especially called No Commas, is great. The show is awesome. Can't wait for the next season. It's supposed to come out next year, but with COVID, we'll see what happens.
Nice. I'll have to check that out. It
Do you
sounds
know, is it
interesting.
true? Is it true? I heard something that he was Kendrick Lamar's cousin. Do you know if that's true?
I don't know if that's true. He is from Inglewood, so it's possible. I mean, he's from the same group and same things like that. But yeah, it's a cool show. There's a lot of really good people that didn't win, but have still come up and done a lot of big things with people in the hip hop world. So that's
Did that show make you a Cardi B fan?
No, absolutely not. It did not. I'll be quick to answer that one. I mean, she's funny on the show and everything, but I'm not a fan of her music. Most of my songs that I talk about are hip hop or R&B, but yeah, check out D Smoke. His stuff is really great.
Yeah, WAP is kind of growing on me right now just because of Jack Black's video that he made this past week, and it's fucking hilarious.
Listen, some things are just undeniable. Okay.
People love it, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. Dukes, what's your next song?
I love things like that just actually change the culture. It's great. I'm always for
Yeah.
those things.
That's true.
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. Okay, so the fourth one here is actually, you know what? This is funny because I'm not a huge Big Sean guy. I think Big Sean, people really love him, but I'm just, it's okay. But his newest album that he came out with a couple months ago, Detroit 2, there's one song on here. It's called Still I Rise. It's featuring Dom Kennedy. And the reason that I love this song so much, it gets me so fired up because there has been a lost kind of sub-segment of hip-hop, which is, I don't know if you guys remember, but back when we were in high school-ish, there was a big push where hip-hop producers were using and making songs around like what do you call it? Like I don't know what the term is, but like those bands that play on like football fields and stuff, like the
Like a
show
marching band?
bands. Yeah, marching bands. Thank you. There was like a big push for a little bit there, and then it just went away. And nobody today ever incorporates marching bands into their stuff. Every once in a while, you'll get one. Like actually, 2 Chainz just had one on his newest one of his newest singles with Lil Wayne. But they're talking about like getting women and getting laid and all these. And I just feel like when you have a song that your main focus is a marching band, you got to come with a very specific type of vibe and energy. And this song, Still I Rise, does, because it's all about just getting fired up, getting pumped up, and overcoming, basically just being the best you and overcoming all obstacles in life. But it's like a game day thing, like a marching band. It's just something that you don't really see anymore, and it's actually super effective, and I love it so much. So Still I Rise from Big Sean.
Nice. We need Nick Cannon to make Drumline too. That's what we need.
This song will get you. It will get you fired for a sequel. It will get you fired up for one.
Nice. Katie?
Am I next?
Yes.
I'm gonna go for a classic here, Blackbird by the Beatles.
Nice. That's such a good, like, it's such a sad song, but it's such a good song. Like, it's a really good song. That's a
You
classic.
forget about it too, that it's by, you know what I mean? Because it's not one of their, I don't know, more popular songs, I guess. So.
Right.
See, I like this list you're putting together because you're spanning a lot of time. I feel like my stuff is so I'm so heavy in the moment. I feel like all of this stuff is like really literally within a couple months ago. I'm very jealous that you and Todd, I feel like, and Foshe, you've definitely covered some ground too, but Katie's going all the way. She's got
it just depends. Sometimes I need a theme or else I can't pick up anything, and then sometimes I just black out and pick some songs. So
Blackout.
that's what happened today.
You just turned the Will Ferrell from Old School. I blacked out. What happened? I was gonna say she almost went with an '80s theme today, Duggan.
I did. I almost did. The last
I feel
was
like
Duggan.
This is why Twitter kind of needs an edit button. Maybe it's best, but I just don't think that I communicated. I was in the moment, and I don't think I communicated that as well as I should have.
I mean, your own girlfriend was like, "This is grounds for a breakup."
Oh, she was so mad.
Oh.
That's where it stemmed from. Yeah, I was like, 80s music is kind of trash, and there's like, what? I was doing it just to like spark something, just
Right.
a little emotion, and then I kind of started going with it, and she was like, "What about this song?" I was like, I would never just play that in my car. Like, what about that song? Like, I would never. Did you ever request that from a DJ? Like, what about this one? I was like, I think I'm going to tweet about this. And let's just say that I thought I was being cute and funny, and I don't think that ended that way.
That's great. Well, speaking of '80s, my next song is by the band. I always fuck up this name. Inxs, how you pronounce it? INXS.
NXS?
NXS. Thank you.
NXS, yeah, NXS,
Thank you.
yeah.
Their song "New Sensations." It popped up on like my random shuffle the other day, and I was like, "Love this song."
Yeah, that's a classic. That is.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
That band is so good. Like their lead singer passed away, but I think like in the early '90s. But they were like on the level of like U2 almost at the time in the '80s. Like they were huge. But then, unfortunately, that happened.
I was gonna say, did that derail? I'm guessing that derailed them.
Yeah, totally did. Unfortunately, but yeah, New Sensations, such a good song. All right, Foshe, what is your fifth and final song?
My fifth and final song is going to be another Tiny Desk. Shout out to them. This is from a Jamaican reggae artist, actually.
Ooh, yeah, let's go.
20 years old, female, 20 years old, born in 2000, by the name of Coffee, Koffee. And the song that I picked is Rapture. Again, all of her stuff, I listened to Tiny Desk and then went on there and just downloaded everything I could on Apple. It's just, you don't really hear too many. I know Duggan's kind of a big reggae guy, but I feel like you just don't hear too much new reggae. And she's kind of just made this, she's just brought this new energy. And I just love it. I think it's great. Rapture is probably her biggest song, but her whole, I downloaded everything and I love it all. Ellen will probably tell you that anytime we get in the car and one of those songs comes on, I'm definitely not skipping it. So Coffee, Koffee. Definitely give her a listen. Check her out.
Definitely have to check that out. And it's so true what you said about reggae. Like new songs, like new reggae music, you don't hear anything about anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like
Yeah.
No, it's actually no. And even if you try to do some searching, like
Mhm.
reggae is kind of set up differently though, because even if you go in Spotify and Apple Music and you search for them, reggae is so big into like remaking the same song like
Right,
45
yeah.
different ways and different. So it's like it's kind of hard. It is, but I gotta say, I'm kind of upset with myself that I didn't put this on here. But Skip Marley just came out with a new album like 3 months ago, and it's actually really great. I only like two of the Marleys, but
out
Skip,
of the 20.
yeah, I really only listen to Skip and Damien. That's really it. But
You don't like
the Skip
Ziggy?
album is no. I do. I am very much against Ziggy's vibe altogether.
Why?
I feel like he. Okay, I don't. This is like a thing, but I feel like he took all of the essential parts of his entire family as far as reggae. I'm sorry for any Ziggy fans out here, but I feel like he took this reggae thing and then like let's make it super corny, poppy. Like not even. I don't even.
I kind of feel you there. I kind
I
of feel
just-
you there.
it's real- it's
He did
re-
make
it's
his
like-
music super poppy.
It's
Yep.
very over the. If I was one word that I would put it compared to all these other siblings, I would just use the word corny. It's just kind of corny to me, but that also is like I'll definitely listen to him, but not if you're gonna give me. I mean, he's not touching anywhere near Damien. Nobody's touching Damien. The Gongzilla.
Gongzilla. Damien is good. I will agree with you that. Did you say you didn't say your fifth and final song, Duggan? Did
No,
you?
I got you right here. Okay, this will be a quick one too because there's not a whole lot to get into this, but this is a new one for me, Todd. Okay, and I actually, like Katie was saying earlier, interestingly enough, I was thinking, I don't think you guys have ever had somebody say country song ever. I'm not going to do
No,
that
not
now.
really.
Don't
I'm
you
not
do
going to do
it.
that now, but
Don't you
nobody
do it.
said that before. But I
Don't you
think
do
this
it.
might be at least kind of a new wave over here. I'm going with a song called Back Then. It is from a producer called named Mitch Geist from his album Flowers that was actually last year. This is instrumental hip hop. So this is another subgenre that I love. I get into this all the time. If there was one type of instrumental, you want to call it beat, I would say like this encompasses me as a whole. Super chill, super vibey, with a whole very sample heavy, just very simple, not a whole lot going on, but just something that you can easily replay over and over again. And what I mean by that is the same 4 to 8 bars over and over and over again. You don't need a whole lot of switch ups, a whole lot of breakdowns, no fills. Just let it play. This is just a classic for me, kind of a hip hop instrumental. And you can find it. I don't know if you guys are Apple Music people or not, but they have a bunch of, and I'm sure Spotify, they kind of set the game for playlists.
Mhm.
But if you ever go, if you want this type of vibe, it would literally just be going to like a hip hop chill playlist. And if they have especially another level to that, would be like an instrumental hip hop playlist. This is all that kind of stuff. It's right in my wheelhouse.
Right.
Nice.
Nice. KT KT
Um,
Naked Ladyy.
My fifth and final is dedicated to Duggan over there
Oh,
from the
nice.
80s. And it's Higher Love by Steve Winwood.
Mm.
It's
Why
a
is that not ringing a bell to me?
baby, higher love.
What's his
Everybody
name?
knows that song.
Higher love. Nobody else know?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I
Was he a
almost,
one-hit wonder?
Oh
Was he a
yeah,
one-hit wonder?
and I almost picked that song. That's weird. That
No,
you
you
picked
did
that.
not.
I swear to God, I was debating between that and fucking New Sensation. I swear to
See,
God, I
was
almost picked
debating
Higher Love.
between that and Tainted
Bring
Love.
me a higher love.
Yeah,
Yeah, that song. Yeah,
Mm.
such a good song. I think actually, recently an R&B artist.
Yeah,
I forget her name. I think somebody just covered that song.
People sample that song all the time, I think. And that's another good one. Listen, here's my thing. 80s has the hits. It
We
does.
have to give you shit, okay? Because if
But-
you don't get the shit, then I get the shit. So I'm deflecting
You
hardcore.
guys get all the shit.
Here's my question though. If you take the top 30 hits from the 80s and compare it to the top 30 of the 90s and 2000s and the 10s and even the 70s, would they be at the top?
Oh, I
I'm
think
gonna say the
80s and 90s
2000s
are.
and the 10s. 2000s and the 10s are like they're on the bottom.
Yeah, the only thing good that came out of the 2000s, 2010s, in my opinion, is 1975. I mean, fuck Drake.
You're
Maybe the
literally-
Killers.
I mean, first of all, we're talking about that time frame is the early on Lil Wayne, and then we're compassing into Carter 1, Carter 2, Carter 3.
Okay.
I hate
That's
Lil
tough
Wayne,
territory.
so.
And then I know we've talked about that before. And then also we're talking about, even though that's Drake's, Foshe's favorite artist, we're talking about somebody who has literally set and broken all of the Billboard records. I mean, this guy, he kind of runs it. He kind of runs the show.
Who, Drake?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a popularity contest now. It's like the Grammys are equivalent of an MTV Music Award now. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Exactly. Thank you,
doesn't
sir.
mean anything. Like streaming services completely changed the music industry, in my opinion. Like, it's not about music anymore. It's not about who sells records. It's all about like, oh, who's on this TikTok video now? Oh, Drake has a Tootsie slide. Well, I guess we'll do that. Oh, you want to talk about some wet ass pussy? I guess we can make a dance to that. Like, it's my point.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
In my opinion, 80s and 90s are tied at number one for me.
Yeah, I listen. I know I've upset a lot of people with the 80s, but there's no way that it's touching the 90s. Okay, 0%. I will actually fight somebody about that.
It's okay. It's your opinion. It sucks, but it's your
except
opinion.
for Kate. I won't fiite you. I promise. That's
okay.
You can.
I got a
her,
free
it's fine.
pass. I'm pretty tough. I don't know if you.
I mean, I wouldn't
take me
fight
on.
Todd either. Like, I wouldn't. I can honestly not
Put
think
you
of
in the
one.
walls of Jericho, baby.
I honestly can't think of one thing one topic or anything that I would like with Keith and Griff. I've known those guys forever, so I actually know a lot of things that we could fight about, but I can't think of one thing, even for Foshe too. I can't think of one thing for either of you guys that I could like, oh, this topic we could get into a fight about. I can't. I just it's actually kind of funny to think about. Is there anything off the top of your head that you would fight me about?
No.
Yeah, if you hated Nick Cage, I would fight you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, everybody knows the love, so.
We should just come up with a podcast to where it's just about arguing with Grifford. So he's the easiest person to argue with. Just arguing with Grifford. We'll start spitting off topics to him, and then one will click, and then that's the whole podcast.
The problem with that though is if the argument lasts more than 45 seconds, he just shuts it down. He's just like, I'm done. Unless it's something that he truly cares about, like really cares about. He's just kind of like, I'm over this. It's like, what? This isn't even a fun argument.
I get into it with him about Michael Jordan and LeBron James all the time.
Oh, yeah, he loves that one.
Yeah, he does.
Keith is always, I think purposely because of Griff, is kind of a LeBron hater, and it really gets under him.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, anyway, my fifth and final song this week, which you'll hear in its entirety at the end of today's show, is by Run the Jewels, Pharrell Williams, and Zach De La Roche. The song is called Just, off the brand new Run the Jewels album, RTJ4. That song that might be my song of the year, for real. I know we're getting ready to do the end of year lists here on Offended. Next month, December, we always do like top 20 songs of the year and albums. Just might be number one. It really might be.
Wow.
That song,
I knew you were gonna pick that.
Yeah,
really? That's number one for the year?
Might be close up there for number one. That song just fucking hits, man. And what they're rapping about is so meaningful too. And just everything about that song is so good. And I don't know what it was. I think it maybe the Song Exploder episode that they did about it. When you learn all about like that song, I was just like, holy shit, this song might be a modern day masterpiece. Like, for real.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't get the chance to, they just did Run the Jewels just did a performance on Adult Swim like a few weeks ago, right before the election, with Eric Andre hosted like a show. It's like a fake telethon, like to get people to vote, pledge to vote. And Run the Jewels just did the entire like new album, and the performance was so good. They're on my bucket list for people to see live for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've seen them twice. We saw them at Lou Fest the first time, and then the second
They were at
time.
Lou Fest?
Yeah, the last Lou Fest ever. We were there, and they were
Wow.
like they weren't even like one of the big openers. They were like in the middle of the day, and we were there. And
That's
then
the one Lou Fest I didn't go to too. Of course, they were there.
We also saw them. Ellen is a big Lord fan, and I got tickets for her. And they opened for Lord, which was one of the strangest things.
Whoa!
But my God, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it was so loud. Everybody was going nuts. It was, I mean, one of the cooler opening bands I've seen for sure. It was they're definitely worth the price of admission to see.
Nice, definitely have to check them out. And anyway, that was your songs of the week. Make sure to go check out our playlist exclusively on Spotify. At Offended Presents Songs of the Week. All right, go check that out. All right, moving on from songs of the week. Before we get into our Thanksgiving bracket, Duggan, you want to talk about Anything But Credible podcast real quick, since we would normally run your ad right here? Tell us
yeah.
about it. Tell us about your shitty podcast that doesn't like 80s music and Back to the Future.
Anything But Credible is a shitty podcast that hates Back to the Future. No, listen, we're just some regular guys who have a rotation of other friends who pop on like yourselves, and we talk about the weirdness that's happening in our world. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff. 2020 has been weird, and without that though, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens behind the scenes that most people don't know about. Like all the crazy Florida stories and all that fun stuff. But on top of that, we also combine in with the conspiracy theories, the weird stuff. Just the stuff that like, I don't know. It's the type of conversations that when you usually start with a group of friends, it goes down. You never know which way it's going to go. Those are the kind of things that we like talking about. The weird stuff. You know what I mean? That spawns off into all kinds of crazy stuff. And that's really the gist of it. There's not a whole lot of structure to it other than just talking about the weird things that happen in our world today that you might not have heard about.
Nice. And
I can't wait for you to do some like 2020 themes in the future.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know.
After some shit like settles and some research has been done, like I'm here for the 2020
maybe we got
conspiracy theories.
We had that Avengers one.
There has to be so many, to your point, Kay, there's got to be so many, just even if you want to think about just the dumb news stories that happen, there has to be so many stupid things that have happened with people being quarantined or locked up or sick, or there's probably so much out there that is just gonna, like you said, once we flow over to 2021, I'm sure that stuff will just be flying out. And then of course, so the big thing with the conspiracy theories, though, I will be honest with you, I stay away from all the big top, like I don't do any of we try to stay away from the political stuff and all that stuff. I like more of the silly things, but a lot of silly things are tied into the big political things, like the little tiny things, like why did Trump take a step with his left foot first? Not like policies or it's like dumb stuff, like stupid stuff. That's the wheelhouse, bro. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah, it's funny that because it's like you say that you don't talk about politics on a show. I used to have a rule on our shows, like don't bring up politics. It's the one thing, don't bring up politics. And then this past year, I'm like, fuck it, bring up politics. Like
I did notice that. I did notice that. Yeah. So here, Tricky, here's a life lesson for you. Okay. I was told as a youngin, there's two things that you don't ask about, and that's politics and salary amount. That's what I was taught.
I was also taught something similar. It was like, don't shit on Back to the Future and don't say 80s music sucks.
It's a little different, but
I broke both of those rules.
All right. So anyway, Thanksgiving is next week. It's one of the most boring holidays of the year.
It's up there with Easter. Like,
no, I mean, it's fun. It's fun, but it's also like just the precursor of like the last time you can relax before the fucking holidays kick in, like full gear kick in. So I wrote down 8 different things, and I put it into my bracket app, and it's shuffled together, so I have no idea how the bracket's going to look. But I took 8 things describing, I guess, just Thanksgiving. Here we go. All right.
Foshe, how much do you love Thanksgiving?
Just one of the things that's going up against each other in this bracket is hilarious. So what we're going to do today is just try to get down to the number one true, what's our favorite thing about Thanksgiving. We're going to try to get down to the number one all-time thing of Thanksgiving. And starting off Thanksgiving is Skanksgiving versus the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty closely related. Starting off hot.
No, that's what I was laughing at. I'm like, of course, those two are against each other. That's hilarious. So yeah, I'm gonna vote for Skanksgiving. That's what that's just the ultimate party night of the year. It's gonna be different this year, but definitely gonna go with Skanksgiving. Foshe, let's go to you first. What do you got? What do you think?
I agree with you, but I'm gonna have to go with Charlie Brown.
You're not a Skanksgiving. No, you're not a Skanksgiving guy.
I always had to, I was never, with the job I have now, I'm actually, off and everything and be able to enjoy everything that goes with the full 4-day weekend. But usually I had to work the next day and all that, all that shit. But Charlie Brown is just one of the all-time classics. People were so angry because it was just going to be on Apple TV. And they were, I damn near riots in the street, I think. pitchforks and flaming. People were
pissed.
so angry. And I just saw today that Apple TV has given in, and now Charlie Brown Thanksgiving and Christmas will be back on normal TV as it should be.
Yeah.
It's just a classic for me. So I'm going Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
And it's like,
Even though it's not even my favorite. Like
right.
Christmas and Great Pumpkin are above Thanksgiving, but it's Charlie Brown. I mean, it's got to be
right. And it's so funny. Like, so many people were freaking out about it. It's like, you could just buy it on like any streaming site and just watch it whenever you want. It's
it's like $3 probably.
I know. It's so funny how much people freak out about like the littlest things like that. Like, oh, you're not going to show it this year?
I know. Listen, here I'm going to go after Foshe here because I got to be honest with you. Don't crucify me here, but another hot take. Charlie Brown, it is iconic, but okay. I've been a Thanksgiving guy since day one, and actually, to Katie's point about her birthday, this is one of the most upsetting things for me because I feel like I personally am past the age where I should be enjoying Thanksgiving to the level that I want to. All-time memories have happened.
We need like a 30 years and older Thanksgiving, like where we can all act ratchet and then just hang out with people who are our age.
Right. And it's like, what is that? What does that consist of now? Is that just like a house party? Is it just a house party that gets out of control?
I guess so.
What is it? I don't know. But yeah, I love Thanksgiving. It is literally for a long time. I've been going very hard and I'm sure my family loves it because now I can actually be a normal person. But I will pick Thanksgiving over Charlie Brown 100 times over.
I'm with you on that.
Oh, Thanksgiving's gonna move on. 3-1. All right. I got it. So it's Thanksgiving. Are we to the point now where we kind of come to the realization that people our age, this generation, are we now like our 30s now like the new 20s in a way where like we're kind of moving, like I felt like especially with just our friend group, our friend group, Duggan, like we don't act mature by any means.
There's like 2 people that have babies out of like 50. So.
Like is this now when we turn like 21 and like now we're like, okay, so what are we going to do with our lives, guys? Like,
it's a good question. I catch myself asking that too much. And I think that's part of the problem.
All right, so Thanksgiving, we'll move on into the next round. Next up, we have.
Ty, can I ask you a question real quick about that? Do you? This is dead serious too. Do you ever think Wilson will ever not indulge in his Thanksgiving? He's one guy. He will never not.
No, he's just gonna be like, dude, don't drink Budweiser. What are you doing? Drink all these other beers.
I mean, like even when he has a full-blown family and like 5 kids, probably I still think that he's just gonna be going hard.
He's gonna be like working late for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Every Wednesday, and meetings came up or something, and
yeah,
definitely for sure. Next up, we have Friendsgiving versus football. Foshe, do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, football for me. We never really did like the whole Friendsgiving thing. I always have most of my friends that I met in college and everything. I have a few high school buddies like Duggan and all them, but most of my friends from college that we met, most of them are in Kansas City. A couple of them moved out after that. So we never really did a whole big Friendsgiving thing. And it was always on the day was, we'd go to, in the morning we'd go to my parents, and then in the afternoon we'd go to Ellen's parents. Then at night we'd go back to my parents to see my other mom, my mom's side. So we were always all over the place. So we never really planned anything outside of that. But I feel like one of the things that I think about with Thanksgiving is family, food, and then football. Those are the big things. I'm a huge NFL guy, fantasy football, just watching the games. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's easily football, but that's my take.
Nice. Dukes?
Yeah, I actually am also going to go with football because I also weirdly never did the Friendsgiving thing. I actually think that our Friendsgiving was Skanksgiving, if that makes any sense. I think that's kind of what it was. We all got together. We knew what we were getting into that night, and we were going hard. There wasn't any like nice sit down dinner and then maybe you drink. No, we were in it to win it. And I also think that is literally the only day of the year that I watch football, and I'm not joking when I say that. I don't watch football. I will a little bit because it's the only thing on Thanksgiving. They have owned that holiday forever. Yeah. So I'll give it to football.
I was gonna say, I am shook that you said football. I'm shocked.
That's it. That's the only day of the year that I will actually like, because I'm so full usually that I can't move, and I'm just like, fine, I will watch football for this day.
KT KT Naked Ladyy.
I'll say Friendsgiving, but I will say this year, because you've like taught me how to bet on sports.
Ooh,
I might
God,
be
let's
here
go.
for the football. We have not won. I haven't won shit, okay, but I'm like now.
When
if
did
I
this
have
happen?
money on the game.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know about this. This is amazing.
Quarantine.
Okay,
I have a fantasy football team now.
let's go.
It's actually not doing bad.
Yeah, I know. I might
Let's
win.
go.
We'll see. But yeah,
All right, you can come with me. Foshe and I are trying to hit up the Illinois sports book. So you guys want to come?
Casino
So
Queen.
we've been doing.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
been
Argosy, yeah.
we've been
Nice.
going to Casino Queen, placing some bets lately.
That's awesome.
I have to say we haven't hit our parlays in the past, like we have all season, I should just say, since we started doing it.
Never.
But I will say I have to pat myself on the back. I've been missing my parlays by one game each week.
Always.
It's
It's always the last.
and it's an over-under parlay too. So like I've had a couple people be like, "You're doing pretty good. Maybe you should start posting your picks like on Twitter or something because like you're going 7-1 like each week. Like that's phenomenal. Like that's really hard to do." Now I'm gonna pat myself on the back on that one. But this past week, this should have been my heel actually. This past week, fucking what game was it? We needed what was the game with the ending with the Hail Mary at the very end of the game? Hopkins with the touchdown. Arizona. Who'd they play again?
Bills.
Bills.
Arizona,
Okay.
Buffalo.
So I had the over. Well, actually, it wasn't that game. Never mind. Scratch that. It wasn't that game. Now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't that game. But I had the Bills in my other parlay to win that game. So that fucked me on that parlay.
Mm.
But I had an over-under on one of the games at 45.5. The game ended at 44.
Classic.
What's happening? Oh, I know about that. Believe me with these basketball spreads. But Katie, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kind of take that away from you. I'm just.
Oh no,
I
that's all I had.
I didn't know that was a thing. And if you ever hear the reason I got so excited is because if you ever want some just ridiculously stupid basketball picks, I got you. And I bet on the dumb shit. So if you want to get into some dumb stuff, I got you. Let me.
I just want to spend all my money on gambling because what else am I here for?
Can't take it with you, you know?
It's like I used to go blow like $100 at Bombers every week. Like I can't do that anymore.
It's actually not a bad way to think about it because, you can actually, profit off that return. You have some good chance for return on investment.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus your return at Bombers is just like
like why did I spend that? Why did I spend that money there? Why did we all do blue bombs and want to die the next day? Like,
God, I haven't had a blue bomb in so long.
Blue bombs, you can end up your return on investment there is a blue mouth and like blood and sugar spikes for the next
almost instant
hours.
regret.
But yeah, if you guys were going to check out the Casino Queen, if you guys don't want to go in yet, I think the governor actually of Illinois just shut down casinos again, so you can't go in now. But if you download the DraftKings app, if you go over to Illinois, you can sit in your car and make your picks and then drive back over.
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You just have to physically be in Illinois.
I love that.
I think I'm going to do that this weekend. Just drive over there for like a couple minutes, make my picks in my car, and drive back over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do that.
I didn't know. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Technology is so cool.
It's so much. It's so easy. Missouri just needs to legalize it. We're like,
I know.
The United States just need to legalize it by now. Like,
it's
stupid.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
And weed.
Just to both.
Yeah. Next up, we have Thanksgiving parades versus the food on Thanksgiving. I feel like we know what's gonna.
Do we need to even ask this?
Yeah. Should we just pick parade and move on?
Yeah. I mean, can we? On a dead serious note, though, does anybody actually watch the parades anymore? And I really do mean that. I mean,
I never did when I was a kid.
Yeah, me neither.
Nope.
I was in the parades in St. Louis.
Nerd.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I was dressed up in a Santa Claus outfit.
Nerd for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's a Thanksgiving Day parade. It's Christmas themed. Duh.
Stupid.
That's actually why we didn't get into this, and I didn't want to hurt Foshe's feelings. But that's why I have a big beef with Thanksgiving because it's really just used as a segue to Christmas in many ways.
It's the calm before the storm.
So I will tell you, I absolutely love Christmas. Like probably my all-time favorite holiday. We decorate the house, with the tree. We do everything. Listen to Christmas music. But the problem I have is when people celebrate Christmas before Thanksgiving. That's my
Me too.
Literally,
oh my God.
Next Friday, we're both off work. We'll be decorating the house. We buy new shit for the house every year and put it all up and decorate the house and all that. So next Friday is when officially Christmas season kicks off.
I wholeheartely agree with that.
Good.
It's like we can't listen to Christmas music until literally
Exactly.
maybe Thanksgiving night is pushing it. Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Christmas.
You're such an asshole. I know. That's something
Sorry.
we fight about every year.
I would like Christmas,
the
but
Grinch.
I hate the fact that big businesses and corporations just make you go out and buy shit and make you feel like a piece of shit if you don't buy your family members stuff. When it's like, that's not the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's just
That's
my
fair.
thing.
You're right.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's why I think Halloween's the number one best holiday of the year, because that's the one day of the year you can just be like anything you want and there's no judgment. You're like, who are you for Halloween? You're like, oh, I'm this. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like everybody's happy. No one's stressed out. Christmas,
Yeah.
you're stressed out as fuck trying to
It's
get
true.
to your family functions and like get all these gifts and stuff. Halloween.
That's your best take. That's definitely your best take. But the worst take is that combined with that is that normally people that love Halloween also love Blair Witch. There's usually a direct correlation. So but I agree with you though. I agree with you.
Thank you. So yeah, food moved. Food moves on.
Yeah, it's an easy one.
Next up, the final pick in the first round, naps versus Black Friday. Because Black Friday now starts on fucking Thanksgiving at like 7:00 at night, which is so stupid.
Well, I don't support that bullshit. I'm all about Black Friday on real Black Friday.
Oh,
I'm gonna pick Black Friday only because I don't like napping at other people's houses.
true.
Like
true.
if I'm at my house and I can go sneak off to like a corner of my couch that I like, but
Do you go hard on the Are you an early morning Black Friday? Like you go hard in the paint for that?
yeah, usually I do, but not like Best Buy. I usually hit the malls and stuff.
I went with her one time, like early in the morning, just because I just wanted to experience it. Because I never like went like super early, and we went to West County Mall, and it was dead. Like we got in, and got out. Like
Yeah, Foshe and I did that kind of last year, not the mall, but I literally have, and I'm also going to go with Black Friday also because I agree 100% with what Katie said. First of all, I don't. If you catch me napping in the middle of the day, I'm sick or drunk or something bad has happened. It's not good. I literally just cannot fall asleep. I definitely am not going to do it at somebody else's house. But I also don't go hard for Black Friday, and I've kind of stuck to this weird exact same schedule where I go to Best Buy at about 3 to 4 p.m. and I'm going usually just for video game stuff, like really simple stuff.
Right.
And that's about it. I keep it very simple, so I'll go Black Friday too.
Nice. Foshe?
Oh, I honestly, this is probably the toughest matchup for me. I feel like, both ways. The job that I used to work on Black Friday. So it wasn't like a store or anything, but we had to work or we didn't get a vacation day or whatever. So I would just go and store, we'd be dead. But again, same thing as Duggan. Him and I did it last year, I think, but we used to do it with my family too. It's like 3, 4 o'clock. We'd go up to Best Buy and just walk around. And I used to, buy DVDs and all that shit. Now it's more video games or just seeing what they have, or just, it's more or less just to like get out of the house after being in the house. But also I feel like, people have caught me, slipping a nap or two in the afternoon, especially the late, once you eat and then you get that late afternoon football game where it's kind of like the worst game of the day where nobody really cares and you want to nap to catch the late game because that's usually the best game. It's a toss up for me, but I think I'm going naps. I gotta say,
wow.
I think I'm going naps on that one.
Okay.
At least one vote for it,
All right.
Okay.
I'm a full supporter of naps. It's just when
you take a nap a
someone
day
else's.
like you're a baby.
I mean, I just woke up from a nap like an hour and a half ago.
She seriously does.
did.
She takes a nap like once a day. It's so weird. It's like, am I dating a child?
No, so does Kayla, and I've never had that ability. I just always wondered, like, what would it be like? I always feel like I'm tired, but it's just not a thing for me.
Right.
I wish it was.
I'm gonna go with. What were you gonna say? Were you gonna say anything?
I was gonna say it's a superpower.
It is. Todd, you're gonna tie it up here?
I am not. I'm gonna go with Black Friday. Black Friday, I feel like it's just a phenomenon that's happened over especially with our generation. That's just become like, when Thanksgiving hits, everyone at the dinner table is now like, all right, what are you getting tonight? Or what are you getting tomorrow? Like that's like general topic of conversation. And so, I wish Black Friday next week had some PlayStation 5s on sale.
God, dude, don't even get me started.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is a sore
I'll
subject.
fucking lose it.
Have you tried to get one?
Literally every day.
God, here we go.
Every time, every hour. I've subscribed to so many Twitter users that have inside scoops, and I can't.
Here
even
we
talk about
go.
I'm supposed to get one for my 30th, which is next month. So we'll see if that happens.
it. Shit, good luck.
We'll see. Yeah,
May-
we'll
maybe
see.
From who?
Maybe by
My mom.
30th next June. By my
Okay.
30th, then we'll have them in stock.
Oh.
Maybe.
So I work for an attorney, and so I'm like paralegal, but like plus everything else. Like this dude has had me register him for like Spanish classes before, and like pick him up from the airport. Like, okay, so I'm kind of random. He calls me today and he goes, "You're gonna hate me, but I need you to try to buy me a PS5." He's
At
like, "I
Walmart?
need you to, yeah."
At
so
Walmart,
that's
2:00, impossible.
Uh-huh.
I was
Yep.
gonna say
It's
no.
insane.
No. Yeah, that's
That's-
that's not just like an ask at
Yeah.
this point that you can make.
Right.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's what I got paid to do today is sit in the Walmart. I was
Oh,
in the
you
waiting
actually-
room for a while.
tried.
Yeah, I tried.
Did you get one? Oh,
No,
Okay.
but I was in the waiting room.
Yep.
We'll
Yep.
see.
Oh, Foshe knows all about the waiting rooms. You've been friendly. in the
Purgatory.
waiting rooms.
It's purgatory. Yeah.
You can't even get excited, you know? 'cause
Right.
It's like, am I going to
Um,
get kicked out?
Right.
Yeah.
So you got Black Friday moves on though.
That's the right pick.
Yeah.
That's the right pick.
And for some reason my ADD is going crazy right now. Dugan, I finally have an answer for you from about 2 hours ago about what was the worst jersey I saw for the retro reverse jerseys.
Oh my God.
Easily Nashville. It's just their
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
their
yeah.
home jersey. That's all
Sure.
it is.
I should have known that. Yeah, I saw your text about it. Yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100%.
Yeah. I don't know why that just clicked in my brain. I'm like, oh, I got one now.
It's because they think they're cool enough to pull that off. That's the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Definitely. All right. Into the second round we go here in the Thanksgiving tournament. We got Skanksgiving versus football. This one's tough. I'm gonna start and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say football. I think we gotta go football. It's just
Why?
I just become a huge football fan the past 2 years. Like literally last year, Kay's like, "Are you watching football again? You didn't even like football." I'm like, I was like, I don't know. I just like it now. Something's starting to hit. I like it. And now next week, I'm like, I can't wait for Thanksgiving just to watch football all day. Make some picks, win some money maybe. Let's go. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because I'm a degenerate gambler. But anyway, Foshe, what's your pick?
Yeah, I'm going football too.
You know where he's going. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've loved football. I mean, ever since I was a kid. My dad, my grandpa, and so football is a big one for me. I will literally be at my in-laws are not big sports fans, but I will literally have my phone out watching the game because they won't have it on the TV. But yeah, fantasy football, gambling on football, watching football. It's football for me. Easy.
Nice.
Dugan, are you going to do Skanksgiving with me?
Yeah.
Are you going to pick football?
No, I'm riding with Thanksgiving. It holds a very special place in my heart, and if there's I actually was thinking about this since the last time that we talked about this because I know that it won, and I was thinking about the whole age thing and blah blah blah. But you know what? I kind of feel like it's one of those days where it is known as the biggest party day of the year, right? So I think actually I think we could slide by still going out, post COVID obviously, but maybe next year, but. I think we, when we're 31, I think we could still
Fuck
swing
it. Let's just go.
Yeah. I think it's okay. And I think it's
Oh,
understandable.
I mean, I'm going to.
Because everyone just knows that that's what you're doing. You're partying. Everybody's off and you're partying. You're having a good time. So I'm 100% going Thanksgiving, especially because not only for my past, but number one, I already said that it's the only day I watch football. So I'll be okay if I miss it. And secondly, we also said that is basically my version of a has-been for Friendsgiving too. So I'm going Thanksgiving, no doubt.
So what do we do with the tie? What do we do in this situation?
Yeah, do we have a coin toss or something? Or?
I think we're gonna have to go with an old football coin toss. But I was gonna say last time we did a tournament, we just looked at Rotten Tomatoes and that was our tiebreaker. But I just realized we can't do that here. But
No, we can't.
let me get a
Just
coin.
we can ask Siri.
I was gonna say you just want to put them in your randomizer and just randomize that shit.
How do I on my bracket?
Yeah, if you're never mind. It's gonna screw up what you have already.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Let me get a coin real quick. Hold on.
I was gonna say I don't know if I do. I will say that I can't. It's weird to me that football is a sport. I just really. Is it weird that I just don't care at all? Is that weird? That I literally have zero and I just zero. interest? Is that
That's
weird?
me. It's me too, but
Holy
I also
shit.
am not a huge sports fan. So
We're at
Okay,
40
okay.
minutes already. Holy crap! All right, here we go. Coin toss to determine what moves on. Heads will be Skanksgiving, tails will be football. It is heads.
Mm.
Skanksgiving.
Nice.
Damn it.
I think we lost.
Oh, wait. I thought you said what skink. Did
No,
I
heads
hear
was-
that wrong?
heads was
Oh.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Ah,
Sorry about that. Threw us off. Yeah, that should have been the true winner. Honestly,
All right, Skanksgiving moves into the finals. All right.
it's gonna be it's gonna be a tough finals.
Next up, we have food versus Black Friday.
oh.
Katie, why don't you start?
Yeah, start us off.
Ah,
tough.
it's the fat kid versus the cheap kid in me. I just don't even know. I'm gonna have to. Fuck. Food, I guess. I don't even know. I don't even like that answer.
You're going with food?
I'm so cheap, but I'm also so fat.
Are you torn because of the amazing deals that you get? Like what
Yes.
is tearing you? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Food.
so
Fuck
it
it.
sounds like
Food.
it sounds
food.
like you're somebody who goes on the big purchases. Like are you a big purchaser on?
I get
Black
all
Friday?
of like the Google Nest Home stuff. That's where I get all my Christmas presents. If I
Gotcha.
don't buy it on
Yes.
Black Friday, you're getting like a gift card.
So, do you think Black Friday this year is just going to be like Cyber Monday? Cyber Monday is like
Yeah.
the Black Friday.
I
So,
really consider them to be the same thing. I think they
Right.
combine to each other. Yeah, I think, especially today, like in today's age, yeah, I really just don't even think of them as different things, honestly.
oh, we're not going to get Black Friday like crazy videos this year, are we?
No.
I don't think we should. I think we will, but I don't think that we should. I'm kind of afraid of that.
One of my
honestly.
favorite things. I'm like, who fought this year? Let's watch.
What'd they
Like,
fight over this year?
Yeah.
PS5.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Foshe, what do you got?
I am gonna go with food too as well. I think that has been the main, obviously getting together and being thankful for friends, family, and everything you have is number one for Thanksgiving. But number two has got to be food, I think. And then probably now it's maybe Black Friday, but I think I'm going food for me.
Diggs?
I am also going to go food, and this is why. Because I am a
moves
very
on.
simple person, and I also am a very repetitive person. I could literally eat the exact same thing every single day. I basically did for 2.5 years of college. I don't want to tell you what that is because you'll make fun of me. But this is the one time that I'm actually going to get good food. And actually, this is the one reason why I really dislike Thanksgiving is because from a diet standpoint, I do very well throughout the year. And then Halloween comes and it's my favorite. So I eat 85 pounds of candy. Then I get finally throughout the month of November, I'm feeling like I'm just about to get back into the swing of things. Thanksgiving hits, which is a terrible segue because if I didn't have that and we could go just straight to wait until Christmas, that's a full 2 months that I can get a solid workout schedule back flowing in the routine. Thanksgiving destroys all of that. So I have to give it for the food.
All right. I was gonna go with Black Friday. I'm the one vote for Black Friday. I don't really care about the food, especially like on Thanksgiving. I'm hungover. I don't eat. So when I'm
No, you
hungover, I don't eat. So
We know who's picking in the other side of the finals then.
all right. So here we are, finals of the Thanksgiving tournament. We have Skanksgiving versus food, and I'm just gonna flat out say Skanksgiving has my vote. Love to party it up, love to get drunk, love to act like a skank. And apparently that's like apparently that's like a St. Louis thing. Like Skanksgiving is like totally like a Midwestern, like St. Louis
Really?
like term. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a toasted ravioli, gooey butter cake kind of shit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that was like I thought it was like one of the
So,
known,
yeah.
maybe just the skank, not the actual like that it's a party day, but you're saying that Skanksgiving, the titling or
The
The fact that
titling.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've also heard though, like St. Louis is like the city that goes like the hardest, like on Skanksgiving. I've read that like 2 years ago about that, like how we're second to like Mardi Gras. Like people have been coming to St. Louis to party in St. Louis.
St. Louis doesn't have much shit going on, but we do know how to drink. So
I mean, we king of the beers, man. I mean,
Right.
what do you want?
Right. So yeah, Skanksgiving gets my vote. Foshe, let's go to you. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going food for sure. I think that food is more well known. It is, and I feel like you kind of just made my point for me there, where you said it's not as well known of a thing. I feel like everybody looks forward to the food. I enjoy drinking, having a good time, partying, but I feel like for Thanksgiving, it's got to be the food for me.
All right, 1-1. In the finals, Katie,
think,
you want to go next?
Yeah, I think I love food, but I think I love alcohol more.
Woo!
So
Skanksgiving with the
Skanksgiving.
lead.
yeah.
He's
2-1.
Duggan's sweating.
Dukes.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I'm really struggling with this. And here's my logic why is because technically, if you wanted, you could turn up at Thanksgiving with your food the same way that you turned up at Thanksgiving. It wouldn't be necessarily the same environment, but you could still bring that same energy. Whereas you can't really bring the same level of Thanksgiving food to a night out of Thanksgiving because that sounds like actually a terrible idea. So I don't know. I mean, I've already kind of professed my love for Thanksgiving. And the problem here, guys, is I don't think that I really understand. Not a food guy. I'm very much like food to me is very much just like energy to survive to the next day. But Thanksgiving's the one day where it's not. It's one of the days. So I do hold it a special place in my heart. But overall, the overall environment, the vibe, the energy, and the times that I've already had for I have to go Thanksgiving. I can't. It is if there's one time of the year where just universally is known as a time to get a little bit loose and have a little bit of fun, I think it would be that night. So I'm always for the good times. So.
And with that, the true meaning of Thanksgiving is getting fucked up with your friends and acting like a skank as Skanksgiving wins.
And being super hungover the next day with family.
Yeah, which is not what you would probably like when you think of Thanksgiving. It's probably not what the first thing that comes to your mind is. But I don't know if it's a St. Louis thing, then I can definitely say that it has played a major part in my life.
But let's not give away that, let's not forget that football was a tie against Thanksgiving. So football could easily be a number
That's
one.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
And if it was that case, I'm going to be honest with you, I would have went food without even blinking. And I'm actually I just can't believe that Charlie Brown didn't make it. I mean, Foshe's probably upset.
Voted against Charlie Brown. What do you mean?
I know. I was trying to be sarcastic.
I love Snoopy. Come on. Charlie Brown's a classic.
It is a classic.
That's one thing I just never got into.
Yeah, my dad's obsessed with Charlie Brown. Like,
some people really go, yeah, they are. They're really, and that's why I don't really say it because people instantly get mad. Like that's one of the hot takes where I'm just kind of like, okay. People get so mad. It's like, all right, let's just not talk about it.
Like I like Snoopy, but other than Snoopy and what's the bird's name?
Woodstock.
Woodstock. Yeah. Other than Woodstock and Snoopy, I don't really care about Peanuts all that much. I
mean, on a serious note, do they ever actually explain why he sleeps on top of the house? Snoopy?
He's a drunk who gets drunk on Thanksgiving.
But is that it though? Is that why he sleeps on top? Where's the I need an explanation for that.
Actually, I have no idea.
Mm-mm.
I think you're overthinking this one.
Flawed storyline. Flawed character development.
Anyway, that was your Thanksgiving bracket, and again, Skanksgiving with the win. Let's go, drunk people. All right. So anyway, let's hit them with the 1, 2, 3 finish, and let's get on out of here. KT KT Naked Ladyy, you want to start with the 1, 2, 3?
Yeah,
finish?
I'll start it off. So 1, 2, 3 finish. 1, stay safe. Keep your circle small. Coronavirus fucking sucks, but don't go get your grandma sick kind of shit. So don't do that. Also, too, can we stop hoarding toilet paper? Please. It's back. Yes.
God.
Yes.
It's so annoying.
We got some last week.
What are we doing?
My parents were at Costco and I was like, can you grab me some paper towels? Because we're like moving and we need paper towels. And they're like, there were literally no paper towels or toilet paper at Costco.
That's
and
so
I was
crazy.
Like, yeah.
So stupid.
So that's my number 2, and 3, Black Lives Matter.
All right. Dukes, you want to go?
Yeah. So mine are just more like shout outs, I guess. I don't know if they're like more.
Yeah. That's whatever you want.
Yeah, so I want to shout out to obviously you two for having me on. As always, every time that I get to be a part of this, I love this, and I was specifically wanted to make sure that this time thought we could maybe get the full crew, but I'm glad that we, Katie, that you were able to get on because we've had some stuff with Todd, but I'd love to incorporate you more into the guest appearances too, maybe even the ABC pod. So that'd be cool. So shout out to you guys. The second thing is shout out to anybody who is taking full advantage of this housing market and selling their house for $1 million more than what it could or would have gone for but previously. I've been paying attention to that, let's just say, and I'm seeing some crazy things. So especially you two. So shout out to you guys.
If you need a real estate agent, I got you.
And then third thing is really just for everything that Katie just said, Black Lives Matter for 100%. And then also for the COVID, I don't think I can add too much more, but just try your best to be safe. That's all. I just don't know. I mean, even last night we were watching the NBA draft was last night, and it did not seem like a lot of those draft parties were COVID friendly. And so it's just like, come on, guys. So what's crazy now is that I'm thinking, that's all I think about now. Everything that I watch, every movie, it's just COVID, and it's taken over. And I don't expect people to be crazy about it, but just like Katie said, don't go get grandma sick.
Just small circles.
Yeah, don't get grandma sick.
I was watching like old wrestling like matches. I'm like, oh my God, how I miss the fucking audience so much. Like, and then to watch it, then I was like, well, now I got to watch the Blues win the Stanley Cup again. Like,
yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, even that, I remember, I was down at Enterprise watching that, that game, and just even that, and then we would roam out in the downtown streets after. It's just like none of that would be a thing. And it's kind of crazy because the NBA is planning on starting up here in a month from now, literally a month and 2 days from now, or 3 days. And the whole plan for them starting up there was like they're trying to work in people into these arenas. And the way that COVID's going, I don't know what's going to happen. So, so who knows?
Yeah, with hockey, a rumor is that only season ticket holders will be able to attend hockey games. That's the rumor right now. So we'll see. But I got an update on my phone, like right before we started, that apparently the NHLPA is pissed off about the NHL just slipped in something about their new CBA deal. And now I'm starting to sweat.
No.
Now, are we going into another lockout?
Oh no!
So I have to read into that after this because I'm like freaking out about that. Like,
yeah, that is scary. And this can be a whole separate thing, but like the rumor has it for the NBA too. There was a rumor, Foshe, you might can correct me if I'm wrong here, but there was a rumor going out that the NBA were proposing that only people could go to the games who bought seats within like the first 30 rows from the court or something. So you like would pay the price for the lower bowl, and that granted you access to like go in person, which is just not probably a great strategy. So I don't know, man.
We'll see. We'll see what happens here. I don't know. I miss sport. I miss going to the Blues games. I miss going to wrestling events, man, concerts. I can't wait. But it's going to be so expensive once sports and concerts come back. Ticket prices are going to be through the roof. It's going to be insane. Anyway, Foshe, what's your 1, 2, 3 finish?
So shout out to you guys, of course, for having us on. Definitely want to be able to do this more often and have both of you on the Going Off Topic podcast for sure. Kind of just to hit on what everybody else said, just wear a mask. It's not that hard. I had a Facebook rant a couple days ago about it. It's not difficult. Black Lives Matter, of course, as always. And I'm also going to shout out the Timberwolves. Had the number 1 pick last night in the draft. Feel like they had a pretty good draft, pretty good moves. So still not probably in the playoffs or competitive, but they're at least on the track. I think they're looking better. So after years and years of dismay, 1 playoff appearance in the last 16 years, maybe there's some hope on the horizon. So
happy for you.
Cool.
Nice. My number 1, I'm going to go with, I feel like the 90s are just back and then some. They've been back for a while, but now with Tom and Jerry back, Space Jam 2 coming out, Fresh Prince.
I can't believe the Animaniacs. I really can't.
Animaniacs, I can't wait for that.
I know.
That trailer was so great too. And people were like, oh, way to use a Jurassic Park thing.
Oh, it's going to be
reference
great.
20 years ago. I'm like, that was great how they did that.
No, man.
Loved it.
Next thing to complete this,
it was out today, actually, when this drops.
Give me a Pinky in the Brain.
It's on it. It's on it. Pinky in the Brain will be on the new Animaniacs. So,
Wow.
Yeah. I just got goosebumps thinking about that. I'm such a nerd. I can't wait. So, 90s.
Saturday morning cartoons are back.
I know.
Exactly.
I'm so excited. Number 2, Happy Thanksgiving. We're more than likely, we're not going to have an episode next week. So we're going to be off. So I'm just going to say Happy Thanksgiving now. And number 3, fuck it. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. I feel like I just need to say it again. Black Lives Matter.
Oh, and also Stoutsy, I guess too, right? I didn't really give, a shout out to Stoutsy, but
Stoutsy he needs to make an appearance.
He
Yeah.
might be. I think
He's overdue.
I think he's just a part timer now. He texted me last week. Just breaking news, I guess, to our listeners. But he said he's out of the podcasting game for now.
Oh man. Well, Stoutsy, shout out to you, man. Whenever you do come back, we'll be here open arms for you, man.
We won't stop peer pressuring you. We'll still peer pressure you.
Yeah, Duggan updated his fucking website. Stoutsy, you're on it.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
You're already there.
I know. Like, you got a beautiful picture up there, but it's okay. We'll leave it up there, man. It's all love.
Right. Well, Duggan, Foshe, thank you for coming on. Duggan, where can we find Anything But Credible podcast and your socials? Where can we find all that?
Everywhere that get your podcast, you should actually, it's such a weird name that you can just Google it. I'm just going to be honest with you. Just Google it. Anythingbutcredible.com. Check that out too.
Foshe,
Nice.
where can we find you?
Yeah, look, like I said, anythingbutcredible.com. You can find everything there. The blogs and the podcast. I know I say it every time, but we're getting more blogs out. We're working on it. If you're interested in writing, let us know. We're always looking for new people to write. But yeah, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Going off topic with Kyle Foshe, Foshe. You can find us all there.
Nice. All right. Well, you can follow Offended on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. This episode is going to be on YouTube. It's going to be like our first episode. I think we uploaded fully on YouTube. So that's exciting.
Let's go.
But you can
I
find
hope
us.
you guys
Nice.
didn't pick your nose or anything because it's going to be on YouTube.
But you can find us all there on @Offended Pod. Make sure to go follow me on Twitter and Instagram @Trick1042. You can follow KT KT Naked Ladyy on Twitter
Naked Lady with 2 Ys.
I hate that you put a question mark at the end of it.
What?
Make sure to go check out our playlist on Spotify, exclusively on Spotify. Offended Presents Songs of the Week. Wherever you download our podcast on, whether Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, subscribe to all of ours. Subscribe to Offended Podcast, Anything But Credible, Going Off Topic. Give us a 5-star rating. Subscribe. Tell your friends, your family, your fucking dogs. I don't care. Tell everybody. Make sure to go check out anythingbutcredible.com for all your network needs. Podcast Mo. Did I miss anything? Did I get everything?
Go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Yeah.
Once again, Duggan, Foshe, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
KT KT Naked Ladyy, I'm Tricky. This has been Offended, presented by the Anything But Credible Network. And the play out in its entirety is Just by Run the Jewels, Pharrell Williams, and Zach De La Rocha. Great song. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, probably. Happy Thanksgiving.
Mastered economics, cause you took yourself from squalor. Mastered academics, cause your grade said you a scholar. Mastered Instagram, cause you can instigate a follow. Shit. Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar. Get it? Yeah.
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Get it?
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Get it?
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Get it?
Look at all these slave masters. Hey, been it time, I'm on mine, I be minding mine. Every time on my grind, I'm just trying to shine. Make $1, government, they want a dozen dimes. The petty kind might kill you cause they see you shine. I done had to have a talk with myself many times. Am I a hypocrite cause I know I did plenty crime. I get broke too many times, I might slang some pine. You believe corporations running marijuana, and your country getting ran by a casino owner. Pedophile sponsor all these fucking racist bastards. And I told you once before that you should kill your master. Now that's the line that's probably gon' get my ass up.
Master of these politics, you swear that you got options. Master of opinion, cause you vote with the white collar. The 13th Amendment says that slavery's abolished. Yeah. Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar. Get it?
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Get it?
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Get it?
Look at all these slave masters posing on your dollar.
Get it?
Look at all these slave masters.
Confucius say, man, you better thug out, get the bag and the bug out. Try to run home, you might run your luck out. Cause just when your base is loaded, they'll roll a grenade in the dugout. Earth folk, not a mellow bunch. We got our thumbs in the air like hella bust. Look at who we done blessed with our trust. I don't think we'll be left with too much. Hand on my heart, on my mind, on my drugs. Got a vodka punch for your Atlas shrug. Love or not love, it's just that dumb. Lord, sweet Buddha, please make me numb. Rain bounce off walls like a city in Roomba. Just found out it's created stupid. Lit by the supermoon or too lucid. Plus got shrooms in the blood, I'm fuming. BP, Richie, this is New York. York City. The X on the map with a pain keep in it. Just us ducks here shitting. When murderous choco cops still earning a living. Funny how some say money don't matter. That's rich now, in it. Get it? Comedy. Try to sell packets, supposed to get food, get killed. It's not an anomaly. Hey, it's just money.
Mastered economics, cause you took yourself from squalor. Mastered academics, cause your grace said you a scholar. Mastered Instagram, cause you can instigate a follow. Yeah.
Look at all these slave masters.
Let it sink in.
2020, run the map. Raw one cut in my hourglass. Don't watch it spill to the bottom half. You see the piece, now run it fast. On the tarmac, get a starter jack. C4 when I run it back. Like a track star, run a record lap. Nah, like when it's needle catch. Clean look, poor pugilist. A shooter's view is a brutal flick. Too rude for you rudiments. Who convinced you can move against the crew in this? Coming up through the fence. Offshore at a Port-au-Prince. Overjoyed left his fingerprints on the hearts of the gate in the world of residence. How can we be the peace when the beast gonna reach for the worst? Tear all the flesh of the earth. Stay set from a deafening reckoning, quick like the pace of a verse. So I'm questioning this quest for things is a recipe for early death threatening. But the breath of me is weaponry for you, it's just money.